Hey, Pretty Girl Club. Welcome to episode 2 of the Featurism series. And in this episode, I'm going to talk about hair color and how a lot of people like to police the types of hair colors that we wear as MLS women. So I'm going to start off by reading this comment that I found on Krusty Lip Alley. This comment says, "Blonde hair is used as a status signifier for some black women. I hate to say it, but some bougie black girls will wear the blonde hair to assert their rank as head bee in charge. It's something I noticed. Sometimes it is used to pull rank. I also noticed with black sugar babies in bimbo culture, the super blonde look is also a signature. It says to some white sponsors, 'Treat me as a white woman, black Barbie hoe.' There is a subgenre of super rich sponsors who are very into it, and they go out of their way to look for the black blondes. Some of the most successful under the radar sugar babies are the black bimbo Barbie blondes. There is a super successful black sugar baby receiving 30K a month, and she is a part of an exclusive bimbo club of black girls that all wear platinum blonde hair. I think it makes white supremacist white males feel more secure. It's like the black woman is acknowledging white supremacy. She is whored out, and the black bimbos are rewarded for it." Okay, so let's break this comment down. First of all, this person says that blonde hair is used as a status signifier and that some black girls will wear it to assert their rank as the head bee in charge. I have personally never thought of it that way, but I guess it's funny how this gets projected onto MLS women, because if you guys watched my video where I talked about the social experiment I had and how black women in particular reacted when I wore my hair blonde, I noticed that they did kind of like humble themselves to me more. They kind of like stopped giving me all these dirty looks and stuff like that. They stopped kind of like hating on me as much. In fact, a lot of the women who used to hate on me before I had the blonde hair started to compliment me more, or they started to like say that I looked really pretty and really good. So I think that the whole blonde hair being a status signifier, that may be true in the monocultural African American space. I'm not quite sure because I have personally never viewed blonde hair as some sort of higher rank than other hair textures or hair colors. But I will say that I do think that sometimes in the dark skinned black community, there is a stereotype that you have to be very light skinned to be able to pull off blonde hair or blonde highlights and have it look natural on you and have it flatter your complexion and all that. And so I do think that sometimes black women can pedestalize blonde hair, or, if somebody can pull off blonde hair. So the rest of this woman's comment is just pure trash. She is talking about kind of like that blonde bimbo stereotype. That's what she seems to be associating blonde hair with. But notice how a lot of people kind of assume that a lighter skinned woman or a mixed race woman who wears blonde hair is automatically trying to be white. Meanwhile, if you're unambiguous and you wear blonde hair, for the most part, they kind of get accepted, like it's not a big deal, or oh, good on you for like pulling off blonde hair. A lot of people say we can't pull off blonde hair, but look at you, you're slaying that blonde hair look. Another thing that I've noticed in the black community is that sometimes ignorant people will they will try to police who can and can't pull off hair highlights. Like I've noticed that some people will try to be like, "Oh, well, that honey blonde won't work for your skin tone," or having those caramel highlights that doesn't look good on you. I have noticed that some monoracial unambiguous women will try to police who can and can't wear certain hair colors. But one of the main things I've noticed is that anytime we as MLS women are wearing highlights of any kind, it's always, oh, she's trying to be white. Oh, she's trying to look more ambiguous. Oh, she's trying to escape her blackness. Every time we do this, it's us trying to escape our blackness or us trying to wash away our black features. It reminds me of how when Doja Cat was wearing a lot of like blonde straight wigs and stuff, people were saying, "Oh, you're going to snatch out your edges. Oh, you're not going to have any hair underneath that." And it's like, why are you coming for her wearing a wig? I didn't see you talking about her snatching out her edges when she was wearing her hair natural. People snatch out their edges from wearing natural hairstyles all the time. People snatch out their edges from simply wearing their 4C hair in a bun. But you guys didn't keep that same energy when Doja Cat was wearing the Afrocentric hairstyles. And so I just feel like sometimes there's this jealousy and animosity where, like, as MLS women, we are not allowed to play around with ambiguity in any way because people accuse us of being colorist, texturist, or featurist if we do those things. So I consider hair color to be, a part of featurism because in the black community, they tend to associate lighter hair with, more racial ambiguity because a lot of unambiguous monoracial black people tend to have black 4C afro textured hair. So it's like if you can pull off platinum blonde or whatever, then people suddenly have something to say about it. I even noticed how, with the whole Pinky Doll situation, with her wearing that 613 blonde wig, I specifically remember a black empowerment content creator calling out the fact that she was wearing a color 613 blonde wig. And I see the same thing about Beyonce when it comes to Instagram. I've seen people say, like, oh, I'll text him back once Beyonce stops wearing those honey blonde wigs. And they're trying to say it like she's always wearing this tired honey blonde color. But the fact that they have to call out the specific color that she's wearing, I've only noticed that pattern with lighter skinned women or with women who it looks more natural on. I've never seen them call out Mary J. Blige, for example, who has kind of a deeper complexion and kind of like more African features. I've never seen them say, oh, I'll text him back once Mary J. Blige stops wearing those blonde wigs. Never. Never seen anybody talk crap about Mary J. Blige's hair color. But I've noticed there's a lot of hypocrisy because when it comes to unambiguous women, this whole rule that like, oh, colored contacts and wigs and weaves and all this stuff, makeup, this is just a part of our fashion expression. Like, why are you so worried about what we're wearing? Why are you so obsessed with us? So they get to say that about themselves. But then if I were to say the same thing as a mixed race person, then suddenly it's, oh, well, no, you're trying to escape your blackness. You're trying to separate yourself from black women. Like I've seen some people comment stuff like that before too, where it's like, if you wear colored contacts or if you wear highlights of any kind, you're trying to separate yourself from black women. But if a dark-skinned girl from Nigeria wears bright blue contacts, is that not a more extreme way of separating yourself from black women? Because it's way more rare to have super bright blue eyes as a Nigerian woman versus being a mixed race woman with blue eyes. Like that's actually more common in the mixed race community versus the unambiguous black community. So notice how there's a constant obsession with MLS women, what we're doing, what we're wearing, whether or not our hair is real, whether or not our skin tones are real, because I'm going to talk about that too in an upcoming episode, whether or not our features are real. And people love to call out if we have any surgeries or anything like that, because there's just an obsession with our beauty. And I've already said it before on this channel, if you police it, you're pedestalizing it. The reason that people feel the need to argue over our beauty and whether or not it's natural enough is because in their own minds, they're trying to figure out how high of a pedestal they should place us on. I mean, let's be honest, that's why they're doing it. They want to figure out like, okay, are you the pretty light-skinned girl with the long natural hair? Because if so, I'm going to place you on a higher pedestal than the pretty light-skinned girl with a weave on. Are you the pretty light-skinned girl with natural blue eyes and natural blonde hair? Because if so, I'm going to pedestalize you higher than a woman with natural darker skin and darker hair and eyes. That's what it is. It's because they pedestalize your beauty. They won't admit that they do it. And that's why they're concerned about whether or not your stuff is real or fake. It's because they are judging you and they're judging your place on the beauty hierarchy based off of what is purchased and what is natural, because they feel like if you purchased some of your beauty, like if you bought a weave and you're putting it on, then they feel like, yes, I have something on her. This reminds me of that Chrissy video where Chrissy got mad at a light-skinned girl and she was like, oh, that light-skinned girl, she's wearing a 22-inch Brazilian wannabe wavy weave and she has 4 inches of leave out hanging off. She was trying to like diss the girl, saying that like there are other light-skinned girls who look better than you because they have naturally long 22-inch Brazilian hair. So she was attempting to create a beauty hierarchy, and she was attempting to lower that light-skinned woman on the hierarchy due to her not having the type 3 long hair texture down her back like other light-skinned girls did. So I've only noticed that this is something that a lot of black women like to use to try to pit MLS women against one another. They'll try to make us feel the same inferiority complexes about our features that they feel about their own. And so this is why they will call us out like, oh, well, your hair is blonde or has highlights. Okay, but your hair is not naturally that color. So-and-so other light-skinned girl has natural blonde hair. oh, Jenna Frooms, she outranks you guys because her hair is naturally more like a white woman. Oh, well, Golden Barbie, she outranks you guys because she looks naturally more white than you guys do. You guys just had to have highlights in order to get that. Nobody believes that that's your natural hair color anyway, as if that's supposed to make us feel bad for it not being natural. Do you feel bad when you wear a smoky eye eyeshadow? Because that's not your natural eyelid color. No. You just feel like you're changing up your look and you look cute. So I feel like a lot of people, they see us and they already have that stereotype of you think you're cute, or like, oh, she thinks she's cute, she thinks she's better than me because she has, the blonde hair and it complements her skin tone, or she thinks she's better than me because her skin tone goes well with those blue contacts or whatever, or it fits her facial features because she has more ambiguous looking facial features. So those green contacts complement her dark skin tone. She looks more like Stacey Dash or something, whereas when I wear blue contacts, I look like Whoopi Goldberg put on blue contacts. So all of this stuff is literally just a humbling tactic. These are all different types of humbling tactics, and I feel like featurism is the top humbling tactic that is used in the Black community because notice how they used featurism against Tiny, T.I.'s wife. They tried to use featurism against her. They used featurism against Hazel E. So basically saying that because you don't look white enough, like as far as your facial features go, that makes you mid or that makes you a mediocre light skin. I noticed that they used featurism against Ice Spice as well. Like because of her nose size. It's okay. I've got a whole video coming up on nose sizes specifically, and I will be using people like Ice Spice as an example, like Lotto, because I've noticed all these women that they try to say are mid or mediocre, they all have very similar nose shapes, aka the average African American nose. And notice how if you were to talk about the nose shape of a woman that is dark skinned, let's say I talked about JT from the City Girls and her nose, and saying that because of her nose, she looks mid or like she's not pretty, or that other dark skinned girls who have slimmer noses are prettier than her. I would be called all types of colorist, racist, texturist, featurist, anti black, and I would be banned from the internet. Yet it's okay for us to do that towards MLS. Yet it's okay for us to do that towards MLS women. Have you ever been policed when it comes to wearing highlights? Have you ever been told that, oh, you don't need highlights? Oh, you're going to damage your hair. Your hair's already fine enough anyway. Your hair texture can't pull off highlights. Oh, your hair's not long enough to look good with highlights. Highlights are not going to look good on your skin tone. Have you ever been told that about getting hair highlights? Let me know in the comment section and I'll talk to you next time. Stay pretty, ladies.